for this squad that's been making it to international events out of their region time and time again, but can't do anything. But what a difficult opponent they have to go up against in NRG. Going back to the comp that was their bread and butter at Champions last year.
Well, Molly's out and be able to find quite a bit of damage. Two players going to be tagged here. Skirball around the corner is going to be Mata down first as Nomad able to strike. First blood over to XLG, and that's just going to be a bit of a stalemate on the back end. As NRG will pump the brakes. They're going to cut the noise and then maybe slowly scale back up towards A.
This is going to be one of those things that NRG might have to adapt a little bit to, is that Phoenix that's going to be taking a lot of control over there at A, already causing a little bit of problems on top of getting revealed by Leo's haunt. So slowed things up, but XLG expecting a rotate. Instead, Ethan calls for the slight pause into a re-hit towards A.
I mean, XLG, they're kind of going to be reading that this is going to be a split through mid, so they have some security because of that Vice wall, but with all of NRG just slow walking forward up into this A site, this makes them quite favored here. As the pressure going to be applied to WS Leo, tucked away at dugout. Nebula gonna bloom, he catches a glimpse, a couple shots gonna go ringing through, but unable to find that contact. The shock dart not gonna go deep enough to get the damage, but there's the reveal, and Ethan's able to collect one. Nomad, however,
30 seconds left.
Gets himself another elimination as Kiko will get taken down, and the spike now going to be committed to.
I need a concealment.
Ethan gets that in play, but 3v4 to try to hold the line, low health here. And that's gonna be Brock and Scuba able to collect a couple kills, but now Scuba just down to his lonesome. Some damage gonna be found, swing the corner, isolates it into a 1v1. Lyser on the other side, the swing and the shots whiffing. Tucks back, wanting to try to get it concussed through, but Scuba is ahead of it. Dodges it, finds the headshot, and pulls off the Red Bull clutch to rescue the round.
This is a really nice call and a really nice play from Scuba. Some great stuff from Ethan though, being patient, understanding the map read, just waiting XLG out. They spread, he doubles down, and he still has this drone. Huge there. You know, a nice little timing for Leo, but he's not really able to get much out of it. And this is one of the problems with NRG when you're going up against them with this composition, is they're so disciplined with the drones. They'll take their time, they'll use one, they'll wait you out, and they'll save the next one for later in the round, where a lot of teams might kind of overcommit them early. NRG very, very patient with this double initiator composition.
They're going to be leaning in towards the stack. It's going to be Leo alone on that A side of the map yet again. Drone only able to spot out one. Meanwhile, Mata just going for a quick entry through street. Triple push up, swing of the corner, Scuba. Not done yet. He's able to find that kill. Collects a weapon, but two very nice shots from Nomad will allow for those weapons to be recovered. And then suddenly, this starts looking all the more rocky for NRG. Down a player again.
Drone is down.
Now your firepower pretty weakened. Trying to get back there. Get to that spike, which is down in the back corner, and XLG can just hold the line here. You have a little bit from Kiko to maybe try to help you clear this, but it's going to be tough.
And just tossing that weaponry around. Trying to make sure that they have those guns in the healthier hands. Meanwhile, Leo slowly just joining in, ensures that there's not going to be this late flank coming through. And how are you meant to get back into this one for NRG?
We'll find out.
It's going to have to be a 3-2-1 go. Swing in this corner. Jump Peak going to be leading the way. Kiko the first to fall. That's going to be the Vandal down. Ethan is able to find Nomad, finishing off that low HP Jet, but they are no closer to finding this round, to finding this spike. It has eluded them, and what a rally back. What a response. A MasterCard thrifty for XLG to tie it 1-1.
This is just crazy good stuff from Nomad. Getting onto that entry duelist, some questions about it. How is he going to be able to thrive on that Jet? Well, if you're hitting shots like that with a Sheriff, and this team loves to get on their feet.
Come on! Let's go, baby! Come on!
It's got to feel good for Nomad.
That's a massive swing round, but NRG are still buying into this. You see the weaponry, full half armors, and this is an outlaw in the hands of Nomad to wreak havoc.
That's a big commit from NRG there. Maybe a little over-eager to take those contact fights over at Long B. Maybe not expecting that there'd be that many players from XLG in the previous round, but still, a lot of damage can be done. Mata, one of the best waylays in the world, looking to try to squeeze his way forward. XLG willing to give up a little bit of space here, but playing for pretty fast contact.
Up and over the check in the dugout. Will just take that refract out the safety, gets a spot on the one, so Raga going to be noted, but he's going to be able to find Ethan at the same time. Kiko going to be answering back. Raga now going to be taking down Lysor, eliminated as well. So we get brought into a 3v3. And now a 3v2. Kiko, a solid shot. Displaces Leo. It's Happy Way and No Man to try to get this retake going, but now you start becoming less favored with this outlaw in play. But Mana, if he's just going to give you an angle like that, then hell yeah, you can find value. Brock will have that cover. Swing around the back. Happy Way. Once again, able to get that spike down onto the floor. Some minor damage suffered here by Brock. Quick clear of the recon. He doesn't have any additional utility. Trying to play his way back in, but Brock will just stand tall. Finds a 3K, and we're just going to be ping-ponging back and forth as NRG once again get the lead.
What a call here to go for the force-up. And the trades are really nice for NRG. A great bait and switch from Mana to tee up Kiko there over at Flowers. That was really nice. Use those sound cues a little bit against XLG. And they fell for it when the smoke dissipated, but No Man will have his Blade Storm coming into this round. Only a Spectre for Leo. No kills found just yet. Leo at times was just an absolute clutch machine for XLG over in China. Scuba and Ethan as well, just on the submachine guns.
Tony's down.
A little bit of a spot there, but that's just Ethan trying to sell a bit of a fake, trying to open up some space, but this is what makes this NRG comp so difficult. 2 drones on different sides of the map. You're not entirely sure which way they're going, so XLG just gonna stand pat with their 3-2.
Mind you, was also able to spot out at least the 2 players on that A side of the map. Given that the Molly had been invested, Mana just trying to dive forward over towards Halls. Gets slowed up by the concuss, but he's quickly wrapping around the back here, looking for Lysor. We'll be able to have him. Happy Way going to be good for 1. Vice is going to be traded out on either side. The cards of 5 now going to be called in from Scuba. Trying to make this site retake unassailable. Quick peek in, No Man unable to find anything, burns that tailwind. And Widely just have to wait this out. Meanwhile, Raga around the back looks like he's going to be noted, as you do have the jiggle peeks here from Brock. Now they have the full confirmation. Dodge of the stun, the wall to fall. Cosmic Divide no longer in play. Raga getting closer and closer, but it's going to be Ethan striking out, finding No Man. Leo now dead, and it is all on Raga's shoulders, and he cannot bear the weight. 4 players surviving. NRG now expanding this lead up 3-1.
And this is really nice stuff from NRG in terms of understanding some of their opponent's tendencies and how they can use that against them a little bit. So here they're going to split the initiators, get the info that the Phoenix is over at A. So far, XLG has been showing that they're going to stack their heavy side with the Phoenix. That allows NRG the comfort to keep pushing steadily forward towards this B site. Rely on Mata to be that sharp decision maker, that sharp aimer that he is, to clear that space for you in back alley. And he executes it really, really nicely. Here again, same setup early though for NRG. Doubt they're gonna quite commit to it the same. They're gonna be taking their time, looking for an early pick with Mata's rifle. Got a little bit of backup there to help him just in case. No Man will have the Marshal in his hands. Otherwise, it's just a couple bandits, couple sheriffs. Raga does have his ult.
Okay, we'll be a bit off on that one, so Lysor able to just skirt away over to safety. We'll re-wrap back up in towards that tower position. They continue to scale forward here. Happy Way getting himself a kill, would have the Steel Garden online. Bring this back to parity between the weaponry. And the shock darts are not going to be connecting onto either of these thorns. So the full setup from this defensive Vice still going to be intact, as he will get spotted on the corner, but NRG maybe starting to reassess here. As they slow things down, they once again start backpedaling with the spike in hand.
They've given up so much map control for this though, so this is going to be a real mess. XLG, a great counter setup here, anticipating that NRG is going to be forced over towards this B side again, to where Raga is.
Not push these players out into the open, will be able to displace them from the back. Halls, and what a reveal! Unable to clear the dart.
30 seconds
Brock
left.
just lights them up. They collect the eliminations very swiftly after. Spike now to be in play, and Steel Guard be damn no longer available, and Scuba is watching the flanks. NRG are looking to get this 4th round win on the board in flawless fashion. We'll have Mana positioned forward, and they have a very strong idea of where Leo is at.
I'm just going to have to wait him out here, but my word, what timing there from Brock.
Don't want to give him the freebie weapon. Would love to get that conversion pass online, but Mana will just go ahead, slowly slink away back over towards B long, with NRG looking very on point here these last 2 rounds. Very concise. They now have a 3-round lead up. Out in front of XLG, we're going to be struggling as they go back into another buy.
Yeah, and I think this might be a good time for Pavoya to call a timeout, because you're going to have a lot of big ults for both teams coming into this, so a really pivotal round in this half is looming already, where you're talking about how there's, you know, one away from a convergent pass. Well, guess what? Brock also one away from his ult from the Hunter's Fury. Ethan already has the Armageddon, so you're looking at a really strong round for NRG coming up potentially, but on your side, you have the Vice ult, you have Rarga's ult, and you have Lysor's ult, so you've got a bunch to work with, and I think this is a really opportune moment to take a pause, talk about players jump up on top of that box on long B. I'm pretty sure that's kind of where No Man's thinking right now, to get that early deep angle so you can clear those drones or clear a player who tries to cut through there and take control of that space early, and then rely on the combo on the other side. Ethan there.
Got grabbed, but he's able to avoid the molly.
Just barely.
Not going to be able to come away with that early value here. Drone just getting the spot out, and we're talking about it, that ping-ponging back and forth, and already it will be the pivot, the operator shifting back across towards this A side of the map. Meanwhile, scale forward. Arga here in Ars throwing out that curveball, but the counter flash is in. He and Leo trying to backpedal, but Leo going to get dropped as Kiko comes away with a second. Raga now dead. Lysor able to peel back a single kill as Brock will fall. Just quickly trying to scale in around the back here at Art. Goes into the cosmic form though, and the timing is just so catastrophic. Kiko finds that third. No Man trying to stay dialed in on this angle. The Thorn's going to be popped. Smada's just boxed into the corner. Smada still down on the floor. Now, NRG still with that player advantage, but they're looking to take it away as Happyway starts to try to swing forward, but it's going to be Kiko taken out. As No Man finds him on that stair side. Checks around the back, very suspicious about a potential lurk through water, but none to be found. So Spike is going to be in hand for Scuba.
You've evened the numbers up, so you have to be a little bit cautious here, have to be a little bit smart. NRG tapping, looking for a response. XLG happy to wait this out.
Now they have to commit to it. Mata just looking for that timing, swing out of the Nebula, shifts away, and Happyway will be able to collect the kill. XLG looking good to secure this unless Scuba can come away with another Red Bull clutch to peek in, and now Happyway will hold his own. A solid shot into the defuse, XLG double up.
No, this is really nice stuff for XLG. And exactly what I was kind of hoping for out of this round, to see that op moving around, being really proactive from the get-go, not getting any contact at long B. You're taking control of that orb. You're forcing the hand of NRG to the other side. And even though it looks a little bit shaky here for a moment, because No Man is able to get there with that operator in time, he's able to hold the line and stall NRG out. So I'd say, if anything, it's a little bit concerning here for NRG at times because they're dropping that spike early. They're having a tough time like finding their footing to get those plants down, to get into post plants sometimes. So that's something that maybe,
oh boy,
a lot of these ults, and of course.
Yeah, Brock is bringing out the Odin. Let's see what kind of value he's going to be able to get out of this. It's something that he's not been leaning into quite as much so far this year.
He just had to prove that he could do it.
Yeah.
With anything. He's literally great with every gun that's in his hands. He has been absolutely stellar. One of the best players we have at this event so far.
Shock darts again, falling shy of the mark, unable to scout out this Vice util. It's just a bit of a change up here from Happyway to try to slow down the approach. Initial bait out on the wall. Nico at the ready. We'll just be investing that Steel Garden for now. XLG going to be zoned away as they look to try to get their players in position for a swift retake.
Planted.
Are being placed. They'll run it back now. In play. Raga going to try to see if he can swing the corner, clear anything out. Meanwhile, the Armageddon's going to be called in over towards that tower side. Cosmic Divide going to be invested. Ethan eliminated. Happyway able to find that headshot, but look at the lurk forward from Mana. He's able to intercept. Obviously, Theo turns back though, and Lysor strikes him down as well as Kiko. The defuse now going to be interrupted. Nearly taking a half. Counter concuss going to be sent through. They're going to look to just try to stick this one, and Lysor's got him covered. The defuse is in. And XLG with 3 players surviving, nipping at the heels of NRG, just one round away from tying it up again as Lysor secures the 4K.
Massive round from Lysor. And a massive round for XLG, because both teams invest a lot of ults into this, and they're the ones who come through with the victory. Yes, you're going to use that, finally use that Phoenix ult, and it gets a ton of value. You got Lysor's ult for the post plant, and he makes the most of it, nullifying that Odin. They've struggled. They've been grouped every other time. And this is a team who's got shooters, they've got fraggers, they've got a good coach, they've got good ideas, but when they get to the big stage, in my opinion, it felt like they weren't playing with that same gusto, that same confidence that they had in China. Just a little bit of control here. Ethan doesn't want to mess with it too much. No man trying to find as deep of an angle as he can for that operator, and he will be given that space. So XLG can have a pretty good idea of this. Prowler not going to find anything. Sararga going to feel comfortable to scoop up the orb and back off, but that's NRG's go signal. They're saying, okay, let's get in there.
Salvo out. Ethan just going to be caught on that. They have the reveal, but just unable to get onto the angle fast enough to really find a punish. Mata just going to eat a little bit, pushing past, wrapping around box, and will not be able to find much of anything, but look at the stack from XLG. 4 players in position. It's just no man alone over at B long with that operator. Is NRG going to try to up the pace here, but pretty decently favored for XLG. Initial volley of util, nothing going to be found. Saturate, chucked into the back. Mata facing forward, trying to take that fight. Will end up losing his life, but the rest of his team picking up the pieces. Leo needing to deliver, but he cannot. Will just get picked apart, and now that operator to be saved. The timeout call looking good for NRG, who managed to persevere despite this stack from XLG.
Yeah, that is crazy good coordination here from NRG. The read is there. They are thoroughly countered about as well as XLG can manage in that round. But it did not matter. I mean, again, Mata giving his life for the cause. That's why you have to love him as a player. He'll just walk in and absorb some of that pressure to tee up the others behind him for success, and they knock it out of the park this round. No man, just going to be trying to hold on to this op. Looks like he's going to be given the opportunity. Scuba was kind of trying to suss him out over on the defender side of the map, but he is nowhere to be found. Scuba will be one away from his ult. Leo will have the Nightfall coming in to the next round. Just everybody there knows their job on NRG. Ethan's right there to back up Mata. Brock's watching their backside. Kiko's got Ethan's back. That's just beautiful setups there. Great protocols.
Still though, these 2 key figures on XLG that have not been able to get the ball rolling. Leo got his first kill on the board in that previous round. Finally has his first Nightfall of this half. But Raga's right there with him. 1 in 7.
Take flight.
For a player who should be dominating on this global stage. I need to see that activation sooner rather than later, as Lysor will just catch that straight dart through, but can backpedal out to safety.
It's always been the tragic story of Rarga, is he's slow to start at internationals. As good as he is domestically, when he finds the global stages, he just doesn't seem to find that success. And hopefully he can start getting it turned around here. As that operator, I was thinking, oh man, once XLG got that in their hands, it was really starting to turn around, but NRG able to flip things around a bit in that previous one. Getting a big win, getting the spot there is Scuba, but not able to find any damage onto Lysor.
But here comes the exec. Saturate out, Mata just gonna go diving forward once again. In towards Halls, clears it, doesn't see anything, but Ethan will be catching a bullet as Lysor's able to find a kill as well. Scuba gonna be taken down, but Kiko holding his own. Lurching forward into that smoke, comes away with 2 eliminations, bringing it back into a 3v3. The Nightfall now to be invested as Brock is isolated back at Halls, does still have that spike in hand. Not willing to go for the commit yet, and Mata trying to get this rewrap on tower, but Raga does shut him down, and he's anticipating this second layer from Kiko. He cannot stop him. 3 kills online, should be dead on this swing, but he still comes away with a 4th. Brock gets the finisher, and NRG now moving up 6-3.
Well, Kiko again was instrumental for NRG in their run. Yes, Brock has been tremendous throughout all of stage 1, but Kiko came alive as Americas went on. And this is him. He wins this round for them. This is a great read in some ways from XLG. They get a couple early kills and they want to try to just shut the door on the round, but Kiko had other thoughts. And then they use that Nightfall, and Rarga reads that really well. He understands that Nightfall didn't hit anybody. There's a possibility they get behind me, and he reads it, but then Kiko just there to clean up the mess. Blade Storm again, but a crunch being set up in towards mid, and nobody going to be knocking for NRG. They're taking their time. That Vice Flash again, set up to counter that Phoenix Flash if they try to push through. Kiko though, is Starting to feel the heat.
And just a slow drift back around the corner, looking to join in with the rest of the team. Taking firm control over this A main position. That flash going to be getting the confirmation, so the wall now going to be set up. Will be a quick trip from Raga. Is Mata nearby enough? Will start going his separate ways. Double back through Art. NRG considering a pivot. No, looks like it will just be a quick check around behind on that flank, but XLG now getting players in a position to re-crunch through that Art side.
Done a great job dodging a lot of the confirmed information here, but Leo down to 1 HP. Have his work cut out for him there at Secret.
Still does have that haunt available, but he sends it out early before the exec has really come through. Saturate over to the stairs. The dive in from Mata. Gets the spot out here. Wants to try to go ahead and pick apart this final kill. Will be able to do it as WS Leo gets taken down. Re-swings back into the site. They're just not really paying attention to him. He's able to find a second, but nice where No Man able to peel back a little bit of the pressure, but now it'd have to be a monstrous clutch from No Man with these knives in hand. Swings out, finds the first, gets back around the wall, looking for that kill on Mata, but he cannot find it. Mata collecting 3 as NRG lock up a lead at the half, 7-3, and potentially could balloon this up to 9.
This wall here just doesn't really give a lot of space. The Cosmic Divide sort of cuts XLG off. They don't have much information. They're just trying to flood through the choke, and
He can't hit me when I do that, bro. You can't hit me. You can't hit me.
I don't think he can hit him.
I'm not so sure.
By any means
He seemed pretty confident, but now you're back into the ult cycle for NRG.
2 more rounds to be played. Steel Guard and to take away these fresh weapons that XLG going to be trying to cling to. Another convergent paths available as well. For now, drone forward, checking around towards the back of that Art box. Doesn't see anything, and NRG immediately just storm forward, claiming this space as their own.
Confirmation of the Vice Wall, and they're just going to keep pushing forward.
Gets collected, Ethan 2 away from having an Armageddon. That's going to be the convergent paths sent through. That's right around that corner, but Mata overstepping, ends up getting shut down as Heavyweight comes alive. 2 quick kills found from him. Brock and Kiko both will get eliminated, but Ethan able to peel back a little bit of that pressure to the dive forward. The full flash connecting. Won't be the snapback on the ultimate, but Ethan at 13 HP, as good as he is, I don't see him clutching his way out of this one. Spam towards dugout, will just grab up the Odin, but Leo counter sprays through, finds it, and XLG looking to try to fight back, secure a 5th round win in this half. So they make it up to 4.
And again, I feel like NRG kind of committing a little bit ahead of where they need to. Yeah, you have the convergent path, but Rarga dodges it and is there to back up his teammate. Oh my goodness, Happy Way. That was pretty nasty. I will say this, XLG can put on a show with their flicks. Saw it time and again in China. Now you're getting to see it here on the global stage. See if they can get another one, make this 7-5, then you make me a believer.
Scale forward.
Ooh, this is
Checking that club side of the counter swing comes in. He will be absolutely dead. No Man continuing to try to scale, and there it is. It's just a matter of time before they find him, and Mata will quickly connect with his skull. Peek in, sees Happy Way on the other side, but just cannot get that off the sing. Steel Garden now to be invested here as Happy Way desperately trying to backpedal out, survives with 15 health. NRG able to try to push forward and take control of this site, but WS Leo, he's got that Odin and he's using it against Brock. Brings it back into a 4v4, but the spike now in play. NRG looking for this 8th round win. XLG needing to get this retake going, but if you're just gonna continue to spray and pray and be rewarded for it, then hold down M1, Leo. Push out over the top, but Kiko, oh, they all just line up for him. Looking for the 4K, now needs it. Flash set up, the swinging from Raga, and he will be able to sit him down. The fuse is in, and XLG rescue the half by getting up to 5.
I mean, this is so encouraging to see XLG shooting their way out of some bad situations. The early pressure that NRG is able to create there, really brilliant. They know that they've got Happy Way isolated in back alley, so they throw the ultimate, they throw the Tejo salvos at the door to try to keep him pinned in. He just barely squeaks through. They give up some space, but it's the confidence. This is exactly what you want to see from XLG.
Rescuing this half in a pretty big way if they can find the opening.
And NRG were going to take over, but XLG actually had similar scenes. You know, you saw great plays from the likes of Lysor, Happyway, No Man, and then there at the end, Rarga coming alive. I hope that's a sign of things to come here on this attacker side, because NRG, one of the best defender side teams we have in the world. So this is always going to be a tough task. The thing that always concerned me about XLG watching them in the lead up to this event is if they can get the ball rolling on the attacker side, they're fearsome. They're so scary. They're keeping you on your back foot. They're not making a ton of mistakes. But if you give them if they give their opponents a little bit of breathing room, they can get into early ops, things like that, then all of a sudden things really start to slow down and start to shut down for them. And like the desk was talking about before this is a very slow attacker side team. They really like to take their time. And NRG surely aware of it. This is kind of interesting though. Leo trying to sell a little bit of a fake here.
The push forward, clearing out that vice wall, the swing in. Kiko just kind of dancing around it. They both get dinked, but it's going to be WS Leo taken down. Kiko holding his own. Scoop on that quick little corner check. Get the spot out, seeing No Man. Should give solid enough information to NRG that this is where the spike is intended to rest. Dash forward, and he's trying to disrespect this salvo. He eats an immense amount of damage for that. Well, flashed out, but on the reswing, Raga will be able to strike him down. But loses his life as Kiko again able to find another elimination. They are just running all over them. NRG just sprint their way back into the site, and suddenly it's Happyway, and he just doesn't have the health nor the shots to make it happen. NRG finding themselves another pistol win as they move up 8-5.
This just felt a little too slow from XLG. I think if they're a little bit more pacey with this B hit behind the fake sell from Leo on the other side of the map here, I think they can actually get into a plant situation, maybe even get into a post plant, but this takes so long to formulate that NRG goes, no one's coming behind Leo. I think we can start rotating the other way pretty quickly, and like you said, they get a visual confirmation as well, and they're very fast to move to that B site and bail out Scuba, and they do. And their crossfires, their entries, that's where NRG is at their best, man. They're so well disciplined.
Let's see if they can work some of that thrifty magic again to try to jumpstart the second half. Rock just trying to get these kills through. Will still find plenty of damage dealt. Dashboard, the spam back in, and Raga gonna be caught as he's able to find one. No Man will be able to get the kill, but cannot collect the weapon. Immediately will get taken down. Spike in play, just classics to try to make a go of this, and Mata going to be re-clearing this angle, anticipating the position, and locks on to that second shot. Happyway now down.
Not ready.
Spray and pray through, and oh, Lysor gets spotted, and he's lucky to be alive. Might not last too much longer though. Does manage to find a timing, making this a little bit more costly. Is okay, Brock. Bit over-eager there. Jumps forward, and that will be 3 players dead, but the round still goes the way of NRG.
Yeah, maybe, again, a little bit shaky here for NRG despite the round win. You're pretty happy with that damage as XLG. You took 3 guns away. You're able to do a little bit of damage. I mean, this is pretty good stuff, and you caught NRG on some really awkward timings with those pops out of the smoke up towards Art.
One enemy.
And eventually, sure, NRG gets there. Kiko with another multi-kill round. He is going absolutely berserk. 20 and 10 right now. But it still feels a little off-kilter for NRG. It just doesn't feel like they're quite comfortable in some of their decision-making and some of their coordination between their players. At times, they look great. At other times, it feels like they're not all on the same page just yet.
And this is a really weak bonus, just the 2 Guardians. The Sheriff and a Ghost to try to get a little bit more oomph there, but they're going to have their work cut out for them if they want to try to convert this one. Raga just going to be playing Orb Collection, 1 away from that run it back. They're drifting away. This is the lighter side, but no real scouting done on this A side of the map, so now they're going to be re-wrapping back across, but it looks like NRG are making a call for a pivot as, again, WS Leo sending that Prowler forward gets NRG interested.
They're going to have a pretty good read on this here pretty shortly. Ethan saw enough. They kind of understand that there could be art pressure. So NRG lining up to try to defend the A site, trying to keep XLG corralled on that side of the map as best as they can. Lysor, though, he still hasn't seen anything, but they're confident to make this rotate. This is a crazy read from XLG.
Might just be rewarded, but we do have that final boss on the other side, Kiko. been holding his own this entire map, and now Mata looking to play intercept this WS Leo. He's making all the noise in the world. Mata just trying to find this timing. Will trip the wall. And it's a shot right to the back of the head. Leo dropped. Run back now, committed to the up and over. They look to try to take this whole position. Kiko, however, lying in wait, is still able to find one. He's in with this one, but Rocket push forward over towards that street side, is able to intercept, finding a kill on Amana. Spike now, committed to, is Ethan strafing out, gets right on top of that molly, it looked like, and still is able to find the shot on Rocket. Scuba, he gets happy way, and Brock takes down Lysor. Weaponry be damned, NRG once again coming out on top. Completely unfavored going into this. They will hit double digits as they convert the bonus.
That could be the nail in the coffin here for map 1 of Masters London. Just a nice read from Mata. Able to tuck himself into the window. Just wait the players of XLG out, catches the rotate. It's similar to the pistol round here for XLG, and NRG has a suspicion of it where it's going to be WS Leo all on his own. They've been trying to sell some fakes, but the thing about XLG is they like to play a lot of 4-1. It's not always the same players in that 1-4. That's kind of the trickery they're going to try to impose on you. But if you can get the read early on where that 1 is, you know where the 4 is, and you can make good ideas, good reads, good rotates off of that. That's exactly what NRG's been doing here.
And now you've got that outlaw back in the hand here from Mata. Just looking to give them fits as it's a couple sheriffs, some bandits, and a stinger for XLG to try to pull off what now starts to feel like a miracle.
To make matters worse, you used your first Phoenix all to the half there in that previous round as well for XLG, so now you're back to trying to accumulate orbs for Rarga. We'll be overstacking in towards mid. Ethan gonna be just doing a little bit of check of that, but it's just gonna come down to timing and some shots here for XLG if they can clear some space.
Pop flash out, Ethan. Just trying to layer in that stun, has the salvo as well to intercept him and hold him at bay at stairs. So sees Molly getting committed over towards dugout, but no one home for that to connect onto. Still slowing this approach, a spray and pray from Ethan through that nebula, is able to find No Man, so Jet now eliminated. Stinger will get recollected, Raga has that in hand. So it looks like they want to try to fight forward over towards Secret Side, but won't be able to really get a go of that. Meanwhile, Happyway, unnoted so far. Eventually have some damage, but the rest of his team is getting picked to pieces as Raga gets taken down here on the site. Leo tagged up low, swing in the corner, second shot will be able to find the elimination to Kiko, but there's a lineup as Mana gets a collat. And now it is just Happyway, and he cannot do a damn thing about it. A 3K for Mana, 11 rounds for NRG.
Love some of the wrinkles in the defensive setups we're seeing here from NRG, in particular in how they're rotating to counter XLG when they're going for their plants, and it's Mata who's kind of all over the map here. You're setting players, you know, that are trailing behind the XLG players as they're going for flanks, so they have kind of counter moves already built in. They're doing a really good job of tracking those extra players of XLG to make sure that they're accounted for. And so far, a flawless defender's half. Now you're into the Odin, now you're into the Op, now you're into ults for NRG to make matters worse here for XLG. Challenging round. If they can get this one, it's going to take a while to get there, but I start to feel like maybe they can rattle something together. They're going to get underneath Mata's nose.
There's the spot out, and there's the kill, Raga. Early shutdown found, but Scuba be the real one to try to spring this trap, but strips back a recheck on this long position. Not going to be rewarded with a sightline.
Right,
Very much anticipating this position, though, from No Man. Plays the anti-flash. Just waiting for that peek. And there it is, but what a shot. Quick clearance, No Man. Keeping them in with a player advantage. Now the tailwind forward. Kiko still going to be fighting back. However, his Raga's going to be taken down. Re-swings back through halls, but No Man flushes him out. Now just Brock and Ethan. Ladder of which does have this read on the flank. Will be able to intercept and get the kill here on the Happyway. Now that it's brought into a 2v3, Ethan says no. Re-wrap back towards B site. We can get this retake going.
Got plenty of cash. I think this is well worth a try at this point.
No salvos. Does still have that stun, a shock dart, and a recon available now that Brock arrives on the scene. Will just be the clear of that dart over at long. Shock dart, unable to find anything, but it does get the push forward onto Leo. It's taken low, but XLG going to be able to clean things up. A massive round from No Man, gets himself the 3K. and keeps XLG afloat.
This is really solid stuff. Again, they're using that little timing window they have off the back of the smoke to get underneath Mata. And this is a huge win for XLG because, again, going back to their domestic, kind of appearances that they had, the operator was often where they started to stumble on their attacker side. Going up against it seemed to cause them problems. Here they had a game plan early to shut it down. Now, yes, there's enough money, again, for NRG to buy into it. But signs of life and a few ults to toy around with as well here. XLG.
Get very messy very quickly. They run it back nearly there. Lysor as well. One charge off having that Cosmic Divide available.
Drone is down.
And there's 7 ults. Ready to be brought forward into this round.
It's going to be a bit dicey. Make sure that they can get every last ounce out of it as they squeeze through. Arga going to be taking that run it back over now towards the other side of the map, but Mata posted up so deep with that operator.
And this is allowing for all of NRG to continue to lean towards B.
So now you got to make
in the right
decision.
position, and it looks like Leo again is going to be trying to just maybe sell this fake, but it might just end up costing him his life. Haunt out should be able to tuck away from this one. There's the peak, but no, Mata going to be delayed on the shot. In fact, eats an immense amount of damage. Whittled away at down to 39. And now he's got to be suspicious. This flank is going to be coming through from that art side. Drone from Brock, however, will be able to find a good timing, getting the spot out as there's the ult commit from Raga. Reveal coming through, and it's going to be the Thorns actually to be able to snap him back. Meanwhile, Steel Garden going to be traded out here. A stalemate, but Blazewall set up as Raga tries to escort them forward. They're trying to get this spike in play. It's 12 seconds remaining. They cannot lose this one to the clock. No man able to find that knife through. Ethan going to be struck down. Kiko, however, still continuing to try to hold this. The time isn't there. Trying to commit to it now as Shockdev's going to go layered in. He will be able to try to get that in play, but it's just not there. They waited way too long. XLG have absolutely shipped it up the river. They just sink.
Oh my.
No paddles, no flotation, no life vests, and no round win.
Yeah, the boat's full of holes. Oh. Just barely, but
What?
that one's incredibly frustrating. They had a pretty good chance there to at least get the plant through and force NRG into a bad situation. Instead,
they committed so many ultimates.
Yeah.
Everything other than this Cosmic Divide used to no avail. That is a heartbreaker of a round here. It's XLG. They need 6 in a row to try to take this into overtime. Otherwise, I think it's best to just start focusing forward on your map pick of Lotus. It's coming up next.
this round, NRG just spreads out, gives them a little bit of space. Happy wait, finds the timing. Oh, he can't get the kill.
And that could be a critical miss. Scuba staying alive means that he's going to be able to offer up that Astra util, and that he can still absolutely find damage. At the same time, No Man Lysor now going to be picked to pieces. A 3v5 to try to hold out, to keep this map going. But a peek in, it's going to be Happy Way eliminated. Scuba will be finished off as Zamali. He's able to find him. Mana up and over the top, maybe getting the spun of these players here at backside. But Ethan just puts his life on the line, sets it up for Kiko, who will be able to collect it. 13-6, NRG take the opening map over XLG here at Masters London.
First half looked a little bit shaky for NRG, but they...
XLG rallied back into this and pushed this to a map 3. London, what do you think? Do you want to see this go to map 3? Well, let's see if they can deliver on that. NRG thus far dominant in these pistol rounds.
They're playing it really close to the vest here. Our XLG haven't given up. They haven't fought for much of the space, I should say. They're just kind of playing like they did on Pearl here a bit. They're absorbing some of the pressure. They still have a lot of util in the back pocket. They still have the Sage wall. They still have the Deadlock wall.
Plenty of util going to be exchanged here on either side. As Mana just getting spammed down. Taken low, the jump peek, and yep, US Leo going to be able to find that opening kill.
Oh, love this wall.
Holding him in place, the net as well, getting a massive grab, swinging the corner, WSLEO able to find a second now, and Raga getting involved. The cleanup is swift, and that is a flawless pistol for XLG to kick off their map pick.
This is absolutely beautiful. They've got so many layers behind this that NRG is just struggling to try to piece together as this goes through. Nice hold by Leo. He has been stellar on this map. Had one of the nastiest 2Ks against DRG here in the lower finals, but him and Raga going to combine, but it's all off the back of No Man's deadlock wall. That sealed the deal. That sealed NRG's fate. And that sealed the first round win for XLG, who now are going to commit a little bit more earlier here. A lot of trips over on the B site. Deeper trip going to be placed here by Happyway. Amada right around the corner, just waiting this through. The one-way set up for him by Lysor. And NRG just going to try to brute force their way through.
Trying to get those taps going through. Tripwire will get cleared out. Quick pivot's going to be made from XLG as they shift 2 more players over to this C side of the map. Cage going to be disrespected. The wall now going to go up, though, and that completely separates a lot of the players here from NRG. Trying to slide their way forward into this one, but it's going to be Brock and Ethan taken down. Scuba unable to find anything at all as No Man just sprays and prays with that Spectre. And Point Blank is going to be favored every single day of the week. They're looking for back-to-back flawlesses. Won't be able to get it. Kiko will find one, but that's a 2-0 start for XLG.
Gotta like what you're seeing so far. These reactive plays that XLG has here. You know, Happyway not going to stick around too long. Doesn't give up his life early. Waits for the reinforcements. Confirms that they're going to be coming his direction. The quick rotates come through. The wall comes in to cut apart NRG. And then XLG going to combine forces to seal the deal on that one. You only lose 1 player there. Just No Man in the rounds. You're going to be coming through with a couple Bulldogs, a Spectre, a Marshall, Sheriff for Happyway. There's that Odin early for Brock. That could be a big difference maker here for NRG as this goes through. Going to be able to break some of those walls a little bit quicker. And with that heavy artillery, that is a really high trip.
That's a raise catcher right there.
Cage triggered.
For now, just a little bit of poke and prod, but no real commitment. Will just be the orb taken by Mata. Well over halfway towards that showstopper. Meanwhile, WSLEO, the lurk forward, the swing in the corner. He's able to find one, get some damage on the Scuba. He gets himself a second kill as Mana cannot stay alive. With the help of the blind, they will finally take him down, but that is an immense amount of damage as WSLEO looking alive and well on this map compared to the first. Now suddenly NRG very much at risk of giving over this bonus conversion.
And these walls are always a little tricky. You got to be careful. Arga's not on top of him, so Kiko going to be double checking just to make sure there's no possibility. They're going to have another flank coming through. They're going to clear the wall as well to put some question marks into XLG's minds. The problem is they have a ton of question marks themselves on the map. NRG has no idea what's going on.
But also look at the setup on B. They can just completely leave that site alone. Tripwire into the double sonic sensors. Meanwhile, Lysor ready to try to shut this down as the Paranoia will be sent out. Kiko up and over the top, trying to get the spot out here, but Lysor has the read, has the shot, has the kill. And Kiko has absolutely nothing. The round is already over. Raga just going to be trying to get a couple little extra charges here. Will get shut down, but that is a 3-0 start for XLG.
Ooh, and you're going to get the Odin. That's huge. That's huge value. Oh my.
A monstrous way to convert the bonus. XLG looking right as rain and right at home on Lotus. And NRG gonna have to start questioning whether they want to commit a very early timeout into this one. And I think if you drop the next round, yep, we'll probably will be able to see it ahead of the bye. It's just that one Phantom being carried over in the hands of Scuba.
And it's awesome to see XLG here just giving you so many problems on the map in terms of not only do you have to try to fight your way through some of this Sentinel util, but they're going to start pushing the map. They're going to start taking some of that extra space to try to understand what's going on. And I'm also trying to understand in terms of taking some early A space and then trying to work the map off of that. I don't know if that's what they talked about in that timeout because this is the eco, but I think as the rifle rounds start to come through again, you might be able to use that to create some more pressure and maybe, you know, have that B swing available from the baby door side instead of just trying to brute force your way up the gut. Instead,
they're spotted quite yet. Cam is still going to be situated. Prowler scouting forward.
Not going to be many question marks about this. The trip's back up there again. Last round saw the TP up and wasn't there, so this might catch NRG a little off guard.
Orb gets taken. There's the up and over. There's that ping reveal, and Lysor from down below is able to find that elimination. Scuba going to be able to find one, but Noman quickly will trade him out. Solid shot from Kiko. Gets rid of Lysor and brings it back into a 3v3 with some guns to be collected. Trades going to be found. Spam on that Spectre, not going to be too significant for damage, but does delay going for this plant. So for now, XLG have boxed in NRG. As Brock taking this fight, narrowly will lose it. Raga with the Outlaw finds Kiko. And now it is down to Ethan, and he won't be able to get it started. A second for Raga, a fourth for XLG.
This one felt a little bit more uncomfortable because even though Lysor's got that anti-raise spot, he gets kind of stuck in no man's land underneath all these smokes. Trying to find a way to get involved because his teammates are there, but then they're able to get a pause on the round, able to get their pieces into place. And eventually, XLG fights their way through. WS Leo continues to thrive, as he always seems to on this map on the fade. Now, look at it, but XLG is expecting what I was thinking about. This A fight that maybe it was going to be NRG trying to create pressure that way. Instead, they're going to keep trying to test Happyway over here on C. This time, Happyway, no choice but to back through. This was not in their kind of mindset for the call for this round. Odin in play again for Brock on that Vice.
Just the res available for XLG at the moment. If Leo is able to find an elimination, we'll give him that Nightfall. As Spike going to be committed to, and the spam out. That's going to be the kill found. Ethan going to be taken down. Showstopper is there, but it will not fly. Happyway has the shutdown, and look at where the spike is. I think Mata had collected it off the corpse, and he just absolutely shipped it into no man's land. XLG once again shutting down NRG, who cannot even buy a round win thus far on Lotus.
Well, and it's a beautiful little setup they have here because they're going to get the information onto the players that are on top. The showstopper gets ripped, and the Lysor paranoia is perfect. It hits Mata so he doesn't see Happyway up on the Raptors. Beautiful coordination from XLG. They look so comfy with this comp on this map. And NRG just going to continue to dig into this C well, seemingly. It's been thwarted time and time again, and XLG
Surely
can start. I know.
Surely this is the one.
Fool me once.
Happyway just looking to try to slow them up on this approach, but ultimately we'll have to give up some space. Just pulling back, waiting for the reinforcements to arrive. Meanwhile, Mata going to be spotted out by that dart. He's trying to take a timing, but he's just going to be met with death as Happyway again is able to find Ethan. He has sight lines on your plant spot. You cannot commit. It is a flawless round as XLG move up 6-0.
Now you start to wonder if we're going to see both NRG timeouts in this first half. Oh, the wall too to tee him up. You know, you think about some of these Rargo walls on this map, like Minnie was talking about at the desk, a lot of it's these like kind of cheeky C-hit walls where is he going to come up with it, is he not? Will he, won't he? But then they've got some of these backside walls that are going to give you that height, to give you that extra little bit of vision. And they're continuing to set this 4-1. I mean, they're happy to play this game. Go ahead, NRG. Happyway isn't giving anything up on the
He's been
the
good
C
for
side.
2 every single time at least.
He's playing it perfectly. So this time appears to be a little bit more of a fake, but a little bit of a test here for Scuba. WS Leo is going to throw the Prowler and back off.
You still have this barrier mesh set up on the exit from A, so that allows you to lean in towards B a little bit more. As that gets ready to time out and get cleared, will just be the repivot. So WS Leo getting into position, riding along this wall. Clears the haunt, the wall will fall, and so too shall WS Leo. As ult going to be invested, is able to find one, but the cleanup can be there as they will break Mata out of jail. 2-player advantage, but Lysor is in spawn. He has killed one. The spike is now on the floor. The paranoia is going to go through. It connects onto at least 2 players. And answering paranoia back, he tries to TP out, repositions beautifully. gets himself tucked into another corner. He is buying so much time and attention at the moment as NRG, they have to flush him out. They finally will be able to do so, but at cost, players get taken low. Dink connecting with the kill not found. Scuba does manage to stay alive, but it's 24 seconds remaining as they frantically push their way back towards C.
There's a res available here for Arga, so they can get another player into this.
The Steel Garden even going to be invested into this, as there is the res. That gives information over to NRG. They know where WS Leo died. They know that it's going to be a little while until these players are able to join in. Brock to watch around the back towards that flank. Still has his Vice Wall situated and in position. Leo gets out in front of this one, but Happyway trying to get the retake started. Pushing forward to the spot of the one, the spray down, gets the kill, but cannot find Brock, and it seems like NRG at long last may have just been able to find their round win, but Leo has other ideas. Shots going through, the time starting to dwindle, and there you go. Kiko will be able to find it as NRG at long last get on the board.
Yeah, and I think you're going to need to see more of this from NRG. You're going to have to force the hand of XLG. Don't let them get comfy in these setups. Ping pong around the map, clear out some of this util, and still XLG happy to throw caution to the wind. But this time, NRG able to fight their way through it. Everybody gets involved, and a little relief there for the IGL of NRG. A lot of ults there for them as well. If they can get into the post plant, they have the Viper's Pit, they have the Nightfall as well here for Ethan. Haunt there early just to check. Nobody actually trying to take contact. That's all a bit of a fake here from XLG. Look at them, they're lined up.
About to be cleared, Prowler at the ready. Quick clear, they know that they've scaled forward quite deep here. NSC is going to be committed to this one, and that's going to be a kill found, and Scuba gets taken down. The Paranoia going to be lobbed in. They're trying to prevent that further scale forward, but XLG are still able to get a kill, get damage onto Ethan, and get out scot-free.
And get a wall up. Get a little bit of confirmation if they try to re-hit. Instead, NRG doesn't want to clear it. They want to try a different part of the map, and look at No Man and Lysor. They're already up at stairs.
TP outside the door for Kiko.
Cover going out.
This is pretty well read, though, by XLG.
Plenty of info spotted on that jump peak. The Nightfall to lead the way forward, and Raga to try to lock them out, but the wall not going to last too long as the Odin will be able to burn it down. No Man, however, tucked into the corner. He's just not quite ready. He gets picked apart. Now it's going to be Lysor up and over the top. And be able to find a smattering of damage. It's a player advantage for NRG. Slide down to drop. Kiko prepared. Gets rid of Lysor, and NRG now looking well slated to win back-to-back rounds unless Happyway can come away with a massive Red Bull clutch. Looking for the shots, finishes the first, but falls down to one as the decay comes in. This would be a miraculous spray transfer as both players just play together, but he isolates! A swap of the guns. Spam the box. The damage not found, and Kiko to come out on top, but narrowly so. 3 kills for him and a second round win for NRG.
And even in these rounds where NRG is able to make some headway to be able to deal with the walls quick enough that they're able to get into some post plants, XLG still making them earn it. And it's so close for Happyway. 10-4, him and WS Leo topping the charts right now. Operator available for Rarga. And that Odin, I'd like to see more of this used to keep XLG's Sentinel util guessing. But Rarga trying to play the tight angle, and he's just done.
It's completely unread, no credence lent to that rewrap from Rubble. As Happyway now to try to hold the line. Opts to go for the clear on the Haunt. Re-swinging around, but NRG are just kind of dancing around this and able to avoid capture until Brock gets caught. Happyway able to find a second, finally will be felled. Scuba comes away with that elimination, but the pit now going to be committed to. NRG know that they need to claw back every single round that they could possibly get, but for now, the spike plant going to be interrupted as Ethan will fall. Kiko keeps it in with a 2v2. As players look to just try to poke and prod. The pit will get dropped. Kiko is more than prepared, finds that elimination, and now it is all on Lysor to try to clutch this in a 1v2 scenario. 45 seconds remaining, and NRG silently look to just make their exit. They take the rope. Now rotating through the defender's spawn, but Lysor damn close. Has the right idea, but will he be able to take them both down? Gets some damage through. Kiko surviving with 2
30
HP.
seconds left.
The spike will get shipped all the way over to the C site.
Well, there's a real good chance for Lysor now. This could very easily turn into a 1v1. Kiko being so weak. No util here to speak of, other than when Kiko's smoke refreshes.
High-low situated around the corner. Kiko being as low as he is, still very risky. TP up and over the top, the tap. The spam now coming through. Lysor whittled away at and on the peak will finish the job, but cannot get the round win. Scuba comes out on top. And that's going to be NRG starting to claw this back now 3 rounds in a row.
Now you kind of got to wonder, maybe there's going to be timeout called from, I mean, that is ridiculous stuff there, Happyweight. At the end of the day, they're able to hold firm, and Havoya will be looking to maybe take that timeout, I think, because it looks so good for them early. They were doing such a great job of...
More. 3 more rounds to be played out in this half. XLG still in a fairly comfortable lead, but that could turn around very swiftly. So NRG look to try to go 4 rounds in a row. Happyway immediately just backpedaling. He's like, okay, I know this song and dance. You guys come towards C site, I back up, I kill 2 of you. But instead it's gonna be Kiko getting things started as WS Leo gonna be taken down. Big peek in, and Lysor none the wiser. Doesn't anticipate this at all. Now the paranoia's in, and Kiko is tearing them limb from limb.
There he goes again. Just crazy work by him. Get in there, clear some of that util. I like this though from NRG. Be a little bit more proactive. Will be a quick trade on the Happyway. I don't know if No Man, given the economy here of XLG, given that they've lost
Gotta
3,
save.
Yeah, about 4 in a row, he should be saving. Would have liked to have maybe seen Happyway save too, but it is what it is. But now you're going to have that showstopper going into the next round. It's starting to unravel for XLG, who looks so in control, but little nice micro adjustment here out of the timeout. Bunkar getting into Kiko's head saying, get onto that B site. I think they're leaving it kind of open because they're relying on the util. Go clear it out and see what you can do. And he did quite a lot.
Yeah, pretty big round from him yet again. 14-8-2. Kiko back here at home is looking incredible for the team. Still more work to be done for NRG to rescue this half, but XLG faltering now 4 rounds in a row. This is the kind of thing that you cannot allow to happen when you're going up against a team the caliber of NRG. They are world champions for a reason.
And the other scary thing is, yes, Kiko's playing amazing right now, 14-8, but behind him, nobody's really picking up the slack. I mean, 5-3-3-1 is the kill count for the players behind him. They don't even add up to what he has.
Sound sensor up.
So you would expect that eventually, you know, Brock, that superstar for this team, Mata, an incredible duelist, they're going to start picking up in that kill count department. So XLG really needs to tighten the screws. This is that A control. Boombot as well, not going to check Leo.
Goes on red for now. Sage Wall going to be situated. It's up and over the top, and this time Mata's able to find one. Rarga will fall, but WS Leo quickly trades it back. Looks for a little bit more, but will backpedal through the stairs, sending out the Nightfall. Couple connections here onto the players, but it looks like NRG want to go for this pivot. They had this lurk forward, and Brock trying to bring them up into the B site and will be able to do so. Then again, now the full pivot. Happyway here behind them. Start to get this confirmation on the spike plant on this C site. Meanwhile, No Man taking point, is able to find one, but Kiko shuts him down. Back into a 3v3, and Happyway looking to be rerouted. Will just push up, join in alongside WS Leo towards his waterfall side.
Well, Lysor's paranoias have been really good. Gonna have to hit another big one.
NRG trying to fight forward. Leo holding his own for one, but cannot find the aim reset. And now it's down to Happyway, gets it to a 1v1, spots out Ethan. As he frantically backpedals away. Slides out around the corner of the cam, not gonna be able to spot him. The time is starting to bleed away. Happyway needs to find this kill sooner rather than later. Haunt goes out.
This is no
Just
problem.
eats that. Jump peeking coming through. Ethan just trying to buy the time. As his head continues to just pop out from behind the wall. Happy Way will claim his life, but he cannot claim the round win. NRG 1 away from completely running back this half.
Miraculous stuff. But able to Arthur trying to hide behind the wall. They do set up there nicely for WS Leo to at least get the trade, to at least confuse NRG enough, but those walls now not keeping NRG at bay.
Now,
They've started to
this is the nice
storm
spot.
over them.
This goes here.
The siege is
This goes
on.
here.
XLG would love to get this last round to set themselves up for that potentially fearsome attacker side. I'm pretty curious to see how it goes for them when we get there. Ethan does get a nightfall off that.
Happy Way again, backpedaling, quick rotation in from No Man arriving on the scene. Will BDK down. Top of those tracers, but counter spray out. No Man is able to find one, so Ethan gonna be eliminated. Happy Way holding his own. Shuts down Kiko on the aggressive push forward, and NRG know that they need to flush this guy out, and they will be able to do so as Mana gets Lysor behind him. Ulti invested. Brock will get caught by the Annihilation. They just don't have the angle to really try to clear this one out, but Mana is still fighting. He's looking for a little bit more. So it's a back away. What is that shot? The Reds now bringing Lysor back into the fold, and NRG have had the door slammed in their faces. Good God, Leo.
I don't know what it is about him on this map, but he hits some of the craziest shots you'll ever see. Oh my goodness. Job's not done yet.
30 seconds left.
Still in
Nothing
with
but
a shout.
Guardians.
3 Guardians. Leo low on HP. Lysor just gonna go TPing over, gets himself a bit closer, now arriving in the spawn. One set out, checking towards that rubble side. Nothing gonna be spotted yet. Leo waiting it out to heal, coming through, just jiggling on that corner. Before that kill, Mana tagged up but not taken down. Still alive into the mix and just trying to sell this as Scuba lurks forward. Is able to find the transfer. Gets himself a 3K, but now into the 1v1. The paranoia gonna be sent. It's Johnny on the spot. Scuba completely blinded up.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke cycled in and Lysor trying to get this hold to hap, but Scuba is so damn fast to rotate around the back. He's just gonna be sticking forward. And he should be served up on his own. No! He just holds it! An unbelievable Red Bull clutch! As Lysor says, I do not fake!
That is stellar thinking with the smokes there.
Absolute insanity.
Woo, that shot, oh my goodness.
Kong-Kong-esque.
One enemy remaining.
Going back on split, good lord. Well, 7-5, XLG staving off NRG, but they are still so very close. Anything can happen in the second half.
Who you think is gonna win? Is it gonna be XLG? You're on camera. Point to XLG or NRG.
NRG though with a pistol win. Right there behind him is a massive 5-round win streak recovery for them. And a hero defuse from Lysor to secure the lead at the half.
Quite curious here. NRG, at least initially thinking about some kind of B hit early from XLG. Do see early pistol scrapes in China over that space, but XLG slow to it this time. They took a little bit of a longer pause than normal. Start making their way forward. A little bit of a confirmation. The thing you're really looking for a lot here going up against this XLG comp is where is WS Leo? Because that Prowler and the Haunt and those kind of things are some of the best abilities that XLG is going to have in their kit with this composition to create that space, to create that pressure to get into post plants.
Sussing this out pretty correctly here. Just the A side of the map that is very stacked up. Anything else widely empty from NRG's defenses. Another tap of that door to join in. Happy Way gonna try to squeeze through the gap. Won't be able to do so. Oh, no, he does. Okay, barely. Gets through. Wall forward. Raga ready to
30
swing out
seconds left.
with elevation on that. It's going to be a three-player approach around the back. Tripwire going to be found to start things off.
Well, this is exactly what you don't want as NRG. It's trying to fight your way through all this util. But they're going to try to overstack the flank to deal with it.
Yeah, so find out towards that CT side. The jump peek out.
Whoa,
Yep, no man able to find that kill. Absolutely destroyed. C's connecting. Leo just going to try to hold it down and will be good for one. Finds a ton of damage as well as Mana. Whittling away at down to 10 HP. Lysor at the same time able to find two as Kiko and Brock all eliminated. Mana to fall and XLG to get themselves another pistol win. Once again, a 3-round lead established.
This is exactly what this comp is designed to do. Give you bad choices. Oh my! Whoa! Okay.
One enemy
Yeah, but you are limited in the angles you can come from, and that allows XLG to react with the crossfires and other things so quickly. And another pistol lost, both of them here on Lotus. So XLG on their map pick, looking to send this to Fracture.
Grenade!
TP up. Sees nade attempted, but XLG not far enough forward.
Oh, and Lysor was really trying to get on that angle, but just can't quite get the sight lines. Meanwhile, Happyway's just sprinting up into A.
Yeah, you know,
Gets a deep cage situated, and this has all of NRG's attention tied towards this side of the map.
just trying to sell a little bit of a fake, and it's worked well enough. Just using those sound cues to create some attention on the other side of the map, and you can just slowly but surely work your way forward. But again, for XLG on this attacker's side, a lot of it's going to be 4-1s or just straight up deathballs. They love to deathball with this composition because they just need to create that extra little gap in front of them so they can start throwing walls up, so they can start using some of that util to scale forward. And then the post plants are just a nightmare. So I'd like to see NRG in the coming rounds, once we get into rifles, to fight for some of that early space, fight for mound, fight for long A.
Ethan is just getting tripped up the whole way throughout. Happyway has plenty of backup here. Scuba will force him to get off this angle. Just a quick tap at the door, and NRG, it does look like they want to try to play for some blood here. Time it dwindling, and with the util just being thrown at them, probably wisest to just stay tucked back, go down to the spike, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So XLG moving up 9-5 in flawless fashion. NRG, can they break the pace? Can they stop another bonus being converted? Or will this map just wither away out of their grasp?
throwing net.
We'll have to see. I'm just very curious about this round, how they're going to approach it. You know, how aggressive do they want to get? What's going to be some of their protocols? Because playing for retake, yes, you have a little bit of extra kind of, I'd say, layers of utility and other options available as NRG versus a lot of what, you know, XLG would have been facing in China. A lot of neon, not a ton of rays being played there. So you're going to have a little bit, and you have the Odin, of course, with Brock, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I like what Kiko's doing here.
Fight forward, but Paranoia out will force him to retreat. Safe enough to just back away from that haunt.
And he knows he has the Vice util here to give him a little bit of backup if they do commit to this. So Brock slides in.
Thorns pop, C's not getting the grab. Go at the ready. Paranoia out, trying to find a target. Will be able to do so. No man's going to be struck down. Well, Rarga still situated on top of the wall, but now you've got this 50-50 angle situated with an Odin on the other side. Should not be able to find any entry whatsoever onto this C site now.
See if Happyway can create a plan B. Not going to be given the opportunity just yet.
Ooh, spawn out on the one, but it's going to be Kiko coming away with that one. Rarga just a little bit too late to try to join the fray. Does manage to get the finishing shot, but cannot keep his teammate alive. Tap on that door. Camera situated forward, clears the flash at the same time. C is going to be taken, but Brock nearby enough does have that Odin to try to spam them off the plant angle. Leo will be able to commit to this one.
Spike planted.
3v4 now. Was plan situated, no deep flank coming through. Door again gonna be tapped. Scuba able to find a little bit of early damage. Kills for now going to be eluding XLG. Is NRG just get closer and closer to trying to retake this site. Happy away with a shot, and now Raga able to find another. Brings it back into a 2v2. Ethan trying to scrape his way in, but Leo has him outdone, and Brock cannot take down Raga. A 3K for the Sage, another bonus converted, and double digits hit for XLG.
Even without the comfort, some of that deep post-plant utility with the deadlock already being out of the round, it's just the discipline here for XLG. And it's Raga with the 3K. That has to feel good. No man trying to pump up the troops. Just a great piece there from XLG.
Be able to catch a break. You look at the score lines here. I mean, Ethan, 13-5. Very close to putting up a pie performance.
I've heard they like pies here.
They do indeed. This is not the good kind.
Oh. All right. XLG waiting this out. They love to do this against ecos. They just sit and spawn.
Scuba is getting antsy. White swings in. Raga going to be able to find one, but gets taken down. Net now on the corner as well as that sees. Went away without a catch. And in the end, a 1-for-1. Weapon's going to be juggled away. Directly check off the side of the map, not allowing for NRG to get anything for free into this.
Honestly, you'll kind of take that as NRG. You're at least able to do some damage here.
Oh, for sure.
You gave more than you took. And you still have the Vice Util on seat.
I'll
I
find
think
you.
XLG is trying to angle for B. I love this fake from
Oh,
Leo.
but Brock,
But this has bought all the attention.
it's just itchy on that trigger finger. Ends up firing off a little bit too early, and now the wall going to be popped. Brock could go for reposition, but we'll just wait this one out. At the same time, the scale forward into the B site is there. XLG finding that no one's home.
It's a beautiful call.
30 seconds left.
Spike now to be planted. Sonic sensor going to be set up. One at upper, one at back site. Trying to make this unassailable and impossible for NRG to get their way back into this and pull off the Thrifty. Their sensor cleared. Paranoia still held. That gets invested. Mana going to be taken low. The Nightfall now having to be avoided. More space and time bought here for XLG on this post plant, and Kiko, statuesque, waiting to try to see if the rest of his teammates can find any kind of point of entry back into this one. But now checks the corner. Happy way, have the back pedal. He's going to be low on HP, but the smoke will fall. And NRG doing very much the same. Kiko gets it into a 1v1, but the time is just not there. No Man will take the fight, wins it, and gets XLG up 11-5.
And I really like this round from XLG because it shows that they're aware of some of their own tendencies and how they can use that against their opponents, because they're going to sell a little bit of a fake with WS Leo. Talked about the key role that he plays here with the fade in this composition. And even though they played the beginning of this round like they almost always do against ecos on this map, they just sit and spawn and wait you out. Having a little fun there. There's No Man. But then they're selling fakes and going in different directions. It's like a completely different team. They feel so comfortable with this composition. The duelist list. Lotus, Triple Sentinel, and they are putting on a show right now.
They're the architects of this composition. They know how to run it. And hearing from Bonkar before going into this map, he felt confident. They, of course, have an immense amount of tape on this, but they just have not really been able to pick it apart. Now Mata bringing up that shot again with the operator. Jump peek able to spot a little bit. Will get grabbed by the net. Will get revealed by the Haunt. He's still able to quickly bounce his way out towards safety. Shot not to connect. Ethan now to be spotted. The scale forward continues from XLG. Should be able to get their way forward into this A site. Thorns quickly cleared. Rock considering that peek out. They will be able to quickly dispatch that wall. Oh my God, No Man. A bold push forward. Still is able to find that headshot before getting taken down, but WS Leo eliminated at the same time off screen. Kiko immediately scaling forward, is already arrived at the spike. The spam through the box is trying to flush out Lysor, but will not be able to get that wall bang. And now NRG in pole position and get this retake. His Happy Way is completely zoned out, will eventually fall. And NRG deny map point from XLG's hands.
So this is generally where this comp does start to struggle a little bit for XLG, is when you start running into those operators and things like that, because you don't have a ton to break them off of the angle. So you saw very early in this round that XLG had to commit a lot of their throwables to keep Mata off that early angle at rubble. That kind of makes things really awkward, because then you don't have a ton of it to clear that extra space, set up for that post plant, plus that Odin still there for Brock. A long road to go for NRG to try to claw back into this one. Plus you got to go against a couple ops. Yes, it is, or excuse me, ults, but it is going to be a weaker buy. Only Lysor with the rifle.
Pico having to use both teleports just to get out to safety. Camera, same time, going to be situated quite far forward. Mata has the retreat path covered here, but Happy Way is just scaling. He's just completely pushed past this, and now he's in behind Ethan, who is none the wiser.
Go for the knife.
Here comes the shots, and no, knife be damned. He just wants the kill, he wants the gun, and he's got it. What a timing, what a gap found. And that could be potentially their undoing, but Kiko at the same time, he's massacring too. Happy Way's not turning back. The shots will come in, and he cannot find the kill. Scuba able to flush him out. Brock will hold the door. What started off looking like an absolute catastrophe will be stabilized as Leo able to get some damage but cannot find that elimination. Just Ethan dead. As NRG continue to try to get themselves back into this. 4 rounds to go to tie it up.
Having a bit of a laugh about it. For a moment there, you start to think that maybe Happy Way is going to pull off the play of the tournament here on day 1, but Scuba able to suss it out. You can see there he's looking below him. He's like, he's not on sight. He must have gone into spawn, and it's great heads-up play there from the Viper. Brock's ult in play. XLG gonna have 3 available, 1 away from Happy Way, 2 away from Leos.
Really, that stacked deck. There's Ethan having to back away. It's getting caught by that Seize. But, oh, the Annihilation gonna be committed to, but Kiko peeking in as the door gets tapped, and he is able to get the shutdown on the No-Man. Rez is in, Raga. Sure that they are still 5 players strong in this round as Mata's trying to catch a glimpse with anything that he possibly can. The Paranoid is going to be flying, but it's going to be NRG coming away with all the eliminations as NRG look to make this a flawless, and they will. Kiko gets himself another 3K. He's 3 away from dropping a 30 bomb in this. And a flawless round win is exactly what the doctor ordered, as NRG have continued to amass their economy.
Well, I tell you what, if this goes to a map 3, Kiko's very much on pace to set the best of 3 record. He's going absolutely crazy right now.
He's just an absolute menace. I mean, regardless of the result after this one, I mean, get him an ibuprofen, get him a back brace, he needs it. Putting up incredible figures. All that key weaponry continuing to be held on to. XLG, no real way to try to put a dent into this economy from this point.
Now you're going to have to get a little bit more creative here as XLG. Trying to scope out what's going on different parts of the map. Again, looking for some of that aggression early from NRG. Was starting to find some success from taking some of that early space, especially over at A, but so they get the deeper camera. Nobody at all on NRG has even thought about that direction, but they have a couple players at stairs. Gonna try to sneak No-Man over there with that Marshall. The rest of the team gonna feel comfortable enough to try for the execute. They're just gonna be thwarted. Yeah. Mata found No-Man on the other side.
Trying to make something, trying to create some pressure on that side of the map, and ends up being punished for it. Very nice shot from Raga, just strafing forward, is able to get rid of Kiko. But look at the HP bars at the moment. Some of this decay, yes, but a lot of it permanent. As the neural depth is going to be invested into this one. XLG, they want to try to pull off this thrifty, but Happy Way offers himself up, and the kill is going to be found. Leo trying to poke and prod, but he's just eating the brunt of this damage, as the Odin will eventually find him. Shift the attempt over to the side. Lysor going to be good for 1 more, but the time is going to be gone. Ethan, finding his footing a bit more, gets himself a 3-piece, and NRG are 2 rounds away from tying this up.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be the timeout for XLG. You would assume you got to talk about ways to deal with this operator. Again, this comp is not super well suited to deal with that aspect of it. And that's why you're going to see them want to end up on C or B a lot. Why A is very challenging, because it's so easy for an operator to just lock that space down and either I'm right there with you. It's starting to get a little too close for comfort. Both teams going to have matching ults with their fades and omens. It's just, is XLG going to be able to convert? They're going to try something quite different than usual. 2-2-1, trying to keep NRG guessing a little bit. And maybe open the door here on Kiko.
Royce trying to create that pressure, the paranoia. Lob through. Royce does not get caught by that one, and Kiko just going to be using that ult to get out to safety.
Yep, Brock there for cover. That was a nice little setup for NRG, but still XLG scaling forward. NRG has committed the bulk of their forces towards B. XLG doesn't feel comfortable with the amount of pressure with what they've seen from those two sites. They know there's at least 3 over there. So do the math, maybe try a different side.
Cage up,
oh my
timing
God.
shot attempt, but will not be rewarded with a kill nor damage. Nightfall, however, going to be immediately invested. Ethan wanting to shove these players back. It's the mark on the 2. US Leo, Nightfall of his own. Sent through, Mana gonna get caught by that. Prowler ends up being cleared. Smoke's obfuscating for now as they look for this pivot into the B side. Happyway already gonna be forward, gets a backstab kill onto Ethan, but not before Raga is dead, and then Kiko arrives on the scene, gets himself a second. Finishes into a meat grinder here from XLG. Immediately dispatched, and now WS Leo, a 1v4 to try to take this up to map point. Otherwise, NRG one away from tying it up. Immediately forward, and he cannot find that kill. Kiko cleans it up. He hits 30, and NRG just have one more to go. So they look to steal this map away from XLG.
It's just great understanding here. Love Ethan's little micro positioning. When you give XLG that space where they can pivot into B through the breakable door, they love to throw that grab net in there to clear that space, and he's just far enough back where he doesn't get caught by it. And he's able to at least get that one little kill. There's little micro things that NRG is doing here on the map that are really impressive, really show the thought and effort that they put into this. Kiko up to 30, but for me, the real story is XLG right now. Can you muster the strength here to take this to a map 3? Can you right the ship? Everything looked so good. They looked so confident. They looked like the team that we had hoped they could be. And NRG has won a championship. And they're showing you, even when maybe they don't have their best stuff, they're still going to give you fits.
At this point, across the series, he's got 54 kills. Not much further to go to claim that best of 3 kill record for his own, taking it out of the hands of Aspas.
Got to get to map 3, though.
Or a couple aces around this one out.
Or just a really long overtime? Is that?
Yeah, could be the case. But for now, XLG just trying to find any gap in the defenses here, but they're coming up shy. Mata again on a deep line. Toggle of the camera, not able to find the spot, but they will be able to force him back. Shifts over onto the side itself. Well, double drift around the back of Rubble. Jump peek out. He's been spotted, and surely you just do not give this guy the angle. TP forward going to be committed to. Mata having to backpedal away. Early shot, not going to be connecting. Blinded up, swings out to his demise. His Happyway is able to find that elimination. Scuba now to try to hold his own, but he's been spotted, walled off on the one side, and Happyway is out for blood. He wants his elimination, and he will find it. TP up and over the top from Kiko. Happyway considering that ride of that rope, but just decided to dip back. Kiko out with another kill. Slicer will fall, brings it back into a 3v3. We're just playing that anti-flash, but Ethan, the 1-2-3 swing from NRG is looking too damn clean. They get themselves back into the player advantage position. But no tap of the defuse. Time's still going to be bought. WS Leo on that swing is able to find one. But Kiko continues to dominate. The defuse to be stuck in NRG, tie it up 11-11.
He is just single-handedly dismantling XLG. This is a great look from them. They're able to back Mud off those lines. They're able to get that operator out of play. They're able to get into those post plants, but it doesn't matter. Kiko's just too good.
Here.
That's it.
Here.
That's all that is. It is just madness what he's putting together today.
Lysor forced to reposition. Still eats a good amount of damage though. Smata again looking to try to set up that shot, but won't be able to find the connection. Boombot scouting this forward push. He's got the weapons to swap over. Immediately looks to just break down the segments of this wall. Will be able to do so. And all of XLG now routed through tree. Happyway still a world away. No man not reading Brock's position whatsoever. He goes completely unread.
Down A.
Immediately finds some kills. The steel gun going to be invested. Doesn't even need it. He's got the Odin in hand, and he is right at home. NRG will continue to run this back as they run themselves into the lead and up to match point.
Just a matter of time, it feels like, before Brock just puts that Odin to great use, puts his opponent in the grave.
Well, good luck, Happyway.
30
You are a
seconds
player
left.
of class, but this is an impossible task. Is able to find the one, but of course it's Kiko to claim another victim. 34 kills found. And NRG now one round away from securing this series as their own, from taking this Lotus out of the hands of XLG. We're gonna feel like they got robbed in broad daylight. They want to see Fracture. They have to get it done in overtime.
Little bit to work with. Ethan gonna be close to his ult. Happyway, need that kill. Oh my God, Kiko, he gets taken down.
Red ball's down. A lifeline offered over to XLG. But even still, there's no way to feel comfortable, even in this position, even with this advantage. Annihilation going to be online again for Nomad.
It's a huge gut check for XLG. This is one of those moments where you want to see them take that step forward, to be able to force this OT, to force that map 3, to show that they in their region
I know exactly where you are.
still do some damage.
Well, the neural telling all. Annihilation going to be set up, trying to bank it off the wall, and will be able to get the grab. Pulling a player forward to their demise, and rushes in. There's no way to rescue it. Decay, however, is going to be in. Raga able to find Brock. Lysor going to be traded back, and Scuba trades it up. No man eliminated now, a 3v3. NRG still in a position to get this round corralled back through. The nade able to find an immense amount of damage, and Ethan is able to find Happyway. The door now swinging shut. As Leo is just down to a sliver, 22 health on him, 55 on Lysor.
Time.
They have to go for it. The tap's just a hair off. He's just painting an outline around him, but it's going to be Mata able to find Raga. Leo down to 1. Mata collects a second. And it's got to be a 1 HP clutch that he cannot find. NRG! They are world champions for a reason. They rally back into Lotus. And they take down XLG 13-11.